Today I will show you how to put together granny squares and make this Japanese style bag called a knot bag. It's a small size bag to separate your phone and wallet from your larger shopping bag. The main characteristics are the handles, which you can loop together to close the bag. You can carry it on your elbow. These granny squares are just 4 rounds with the last round in the same color. The last round will be the background color and it will tie the whole bag color together. It's a good project to use up all the leftover balls of yarn. Just go crazy with the colors. Or you can do identical pieces. It will look good too. Or maybe the same color on the 3rd round is also nice. To keep the tutorial short, I will link some crochet tutorial in the description below. They have the same technique that I used to make this bag. So this is how we will lay out the squares. 12 grannies on each side. We're going to join these 2 columns first. I used the ladder stitch. It's very invisible when they're in the same color. So this stitch will bump the 2 granny squares together and make it form a raised grid. So you get like a raised texture, which is very nice. After the 2 columns are done, we will ladder stitch these 2 rows and then we will stitch on the handles. For the second piece, switch the square's position on the handles. That's so that when we place them right side together to sew the bag's body, the handles will match. I did this in 2 pieces so that it's easier to block. I don't have a blocking station. I just use pins to stretch them out on my cork table. So you can also use like those exercise mats to stretch out your work. And then after you stretch them out, you spray them with water until it's saturated and let them dry overnight. So this is an important step and it shouldn't be skipped. You will get like a nicer result. To sew the bag together, place them with the right side of the granny squares together. And then we will single crochet around the bag's body. It's not necessary to single crochet on all the stitches. So I did 1 single crochet around the space and 1 in between the spaces. On the bottom corners, I add 1 or 2 more stitches to make it turn nicely. This is what it looks on the outside. The stitches will be visible, but since it is in the same color, you can hardly see it. Now flip the bag and sew the handles with the ladder stitch. After that, I go back in with needle and thread to do some touch-ups. You can sew the corners together to give them a right angle look. If you miss anything, there's any holes, you can go and touch up on them. Because the background color is black, it will hide all the flaws. So it's a very forgiving project. So I hope this project gives you some ideas and see you next time.